This is Hinton St Mary in Dorset, and it had a world-class mosaic, which was dug up in the 1960s, now in the British Museum. I thought I'd contribute to the discussion about the ancient past in Hinton by looking up the Anglo-Saxon Charter. I've also looked up the tithe map from the 1840s. Names go back a long time, go back a long way in England. So, for example, the river on the right is the Chiverick. 200 years ago, it was the Chiverick, and well, the field next to it was, and as you can see at the bottom of the map, in Anglo-Saxon times, 1,500 years ago, 1,100 years ago, it was the Chiveriet. So there's a transition, but nonetheless a continuity going back even 1,100 years. I did this to see whether there's any sort of insight that the Anglo-Saxons can bring to, that time after, that interesting time in the 5th and 6th century where there's a transition between the Roman and the early medieval world. And this is my contribution. So please see video part 1. And please enjoy the video, this part 2.
Hello. Hello. Oh, what are you scared for? What are you scared for? Oh, hello. Nice white patch you got there. Very nice. Anyway, I've got to go. I shall see you later. Ah, you can smell my sandwiches, can't you? I'll tell you what, I'll get an injunction out on you lot chasing me around. This is stalking, officially. Get out of my backpack, mister. This is the Chiverick's Brook on the map today. It's named that field, either this field or the next field over, is named Chiverick, and I think they've named this brook after it. There's on the Anglo-Saxon Charter there's a Chiveriet Moor. That could be. It's not moorland here. This is meadland. This is land. This is meadow land next to a river, which will be fertile, and you'll take the hay here to keep your animals alive over winter, and it will be held in common as well. It's one of those democratic, sort of democratic Anglo-Saxon things. But over there's a copse, and in that copse is. So I'm being distracted by the horses. The horses are eating the wild herbage. It's just outside the barbed wire. It's a real shame that the only diversity of food they can get is to prick themselves against the barbed wire. But anyway, actually it's said that animals do self-medicate by looking for drugs in the hedgerows. So anyway, so this isn't moorland, it's definitely meadland. So my feeling is that, well, I know from the OS map that there is a pond in that copse over there. It's only about 100 yards away, and on private land. I think that's the moor of Cheviot Moor, I think, as in Cheviot Mere, a pond. But anyway, what I'm going to do, this is the boundary, this is the eastern boundary of the parish. I'm going to head off into the next parish, is it Manston? I don't know, I can't remember now, to find another footpath to take me back to the Sturt, which is the curvy bit, the tongue of land, which is interesting, but I'll go into that in a minute. There's inclusions there and there. It's a round object of some sort, a tubular object. No idea. We're back at the Chiverick, quite a long way, including some missing stiles. I went a lot further than I wanted to. We're back on track, and we are now. This is the Sturt, which is the tongue-shaped bit of land. You might be wondering how I know what the name of the fields are around here, and it comes down to the tithe awards. They changed the law in the first part of the 19th century to make this country less feudal. So they needed good maps of what land people owned. So each parish had a tithe award to show which gentleman or cottager or whatever owned which fields and what they were called and how much they were worth and all the rest of it. So we know that that land over there is called Sturt. So even in the 1830s, 1840s, it still had an Anglo-Saxon name, and that's really interesting. It didn't go through any sort of mutation. It didn't become Stort or Short or Start or anything like that. It just remained, and we know it remained Sturt because Sturt means tongue, and it's used for tongue-shaped pieces of land. You can see on the map, it's definitely a tongue-shaped piece of land. And even today on the OS map, 21st century, this road I'm on here is Sturt's Lane. So it's that's really interesting itself. It doesn't help us understand anything about Roman Hinton St Mary, but it cheers me up. But there are other things that it might be of interest to archaeologists. There is a Nunena Lynch up there. When we're talking about a monastery, a really early Roman monastery, that might interest them. I had two objectives: one, to find out whether this was moorland, i.e. wasteland, or mere land, wetland, and it's pretty wet clay next to a stream. So I think we've solved that one. It's not moor, it's mere. Now the Anglo-Saxons alternated that vowel quite often, and I wanted to know where the bridge, the Oxenna Bridge, was on the Stour, and I think we found that. I think it looks medieval. Obviously, the concrete bits and the steel bits aren't. They're not. They're obviously not. I don't think anything's early. Any of it's early medieval, but I think the pilings, I think they're medieval or post-medieval. So it could be the replacement of an early bridge, and even if it is, it's still extremely interesting. But that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe, like, comment, etc., and hopefully I shall see you on the next one. Ta-ra for now.